3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this Friday episode of We Talk. I'm Yolanda Nell and I will be your host for today. Stick around for today's interview as we are headed to Gondwana to see what they are up to. Before we get into the news, today's riddle. The more you take, the more you leave behind. What is it? Next up, the news. The Government Institutions Pension Fund announced a 4.62% pension benefit increase effective 1 April this year for all GIPF pensioners. A pension increase serves to cushion pensioners from unexpected changes in their purchasing power, and hence the ability to increase members' benefits annually is driven by the fund's collective commitment to guard and grow members' financial security. By awarding this pension increment, the fund had to strike a delicate balance by considering the volatile investment returns due to the prevailing COVID-19 pandemic and the geopolitical circumstances in Europe, the need to manage expectations regarding pension increases, and to ensure that our pensioners live reasonably within inflation parameters. The fund is therefore happy that even during what would be termed as a difficult time, it is still able to provide pension increases above inflation. The Development Bank of Namibia and the Development Bank of Southern Africa have confirmed a loan of about 2.6 billion Namibian dollars financed for Transnamib. The loan will be used for remanufacturing of rolling stock, acquisition of new rolling stock, modernization of Transnamib workshop, upgrading of signaling equipment, including spares and associated equipment. DBN and DBSA have a long-standing relationship that is governed by a Memorandum of Understanding that enables both banks to jointly participate in financing of infrastructure projects in Namibia. During the 2019 Investment Summit in Windhoek, DBN and DBSA jointly pledged 8 billion Namibian dollars towards infrastructure development in the country. Among these was the pledge of about 2.6 billion Namibian dollars towards Transnamib. According to DBN Chief Executive Martin Nkumbi, the positioning of rail is a catalyst for growth of economic activity. The Minister of Labour, Industrial Relations and Employment Creation, Utoni Nuyoma, last week published an increase in the national maternity allowance, sick leave allowance and death benefits in the government gazette. As a result, the Social Security Commission now has to pay maternity allowances equal to a beneficiary's total basic salary of up to 15,000 Namibian dollars per month for up to 12 weeks. For beneficiaries on sick leave, 74% of their basic salary can be paid up to 11,250 Namibian dollars for up to 12 months, and then 65% of the basic salary up to 9,750 Namibian dollars per month thereafter. The Social Security Commission collects maternity, sickness and death fund contributions of 1.8% from basic salaries, 50% from employers concerned and the other half from employees. And finally, some entertainment news. Let's see what the Windhoek Express calendar has in store for us this weekend. On Friday at 2:30, as part of the Windhoek Woordfees, Marinda Engelbrecht and Sanet Prinsloo present My Melkookoor at the Kayak. Tickets are 150 Namibian dollars via webtickets.com.na. Pegasus Entertainment presents theatre sports at the Barn in Windhoek. It's a night of fun for only 150 Namibian dollars or a table for 10 or more at 100 Namibian dollars per person. Food and drinks is on sale. As Night Fades performs live at Musos tonight at 7 p.m. Tickets are 50 Namibian dollars or 30 Namibian dollars if dressed up to the theme, down to clown. Let's Get Physical will take place at Drag Night at Café Prestige in Windhoek. Tickets are 80 Namibian dollars at the door, and the second show takes place on Saturday. Saturday morning is busy as ever with the 5-kilometer Momentum Cancer Association of Namibia Fun Run taking place. The Waldschmidt Rock and Rat Marathon also takes place on Saturday morning at Farm Monte Cristo. The ever-popular Windhoek Boerenmarkt takes place at Windhoek at the showgrounds until 1 p.m. Entrance is 5 Namibian dollars for adults. You can also make a turn at the SPCA in Windhoek that is hosting a garage sale to raise funds. The ever-popular Prime Circle headlines at a rock show at Avani on Saturday, so do make sure that you go to that because that sounds fantastic. Speaking of South Africans, Steve Hofmeyer is also in town, and his show in Windhoek will take place on Friday evening at Wanderers, and on the 2nd of April he will be in Swakopmund, and next week Tuesday he will be in Walfish Bay. Tickets are between 250 and 625 Namibian dollars, available via web tickets, and all shows start at 7:30.
It is a real proud moment for us to be here this afternoon, and following 2 years of, we all know what we're talking about, to being able to launch something exciting and new to the industry and to the trade, and the first of its kind in Namibia. Gondwana has always had a proud track record of environmental awareness, and we've had impeccable environmental credentials, and it's something that is very close to our heart. It started way back in the canyon, and it sounds now like almost every meeting we have when we started way back there in the canyon, where we emerged. But environmental and social has always been two of the intricate or two of the essential legs of our three-legged pot as Gondwana. And while all of those have been challenged in the last 2 years, we're very proud to say we survived COVID, and it's time to move on. It's time to look at the excitement that tourism can bring to a destination, to a country, and especially to a continent. But as anything, we have to move with the times. And following recent events, we all know about COP26 and the pledges that the world made to looking after our planet for this and the next generations, to be sure that it will be there for generations to come. And tourism has to play a very intricate part in that. It is one of the most inclusive and the most sustainable industries that we have. And every touch point that we have with regards to the environment, we have to be sensitive about. And it is something that we hold very dear to our hearts. The world has taken the ESG environment and the buzzwords that you hear in international business on a daily basis. But often we feel that those are things that are talked about and rarely lived. And it should be reflected in just about every touch point and every reaction that we have to our industry and to our environment. Gondwana recently looked at the full product range that we offer, and we've been embarking on that trend for the last number of years to make sure that we'll be able to offer you a full solution for a tourist that are both responsible and inclusive. And part of that reason was to embark or to enter into the car rental market. It was a natural extension for us. But ultimately, car rental is like the flight industry, very susceptible to using fossil fuels. So we had to find a way to do this responsibly and in a responsible manner going forward. It becomes, the modern tourist is a traveler. He wants to experience things, but he also wants to know that he's left nothing but his footprints. And in that respect, we really looked at alternatives to find a way to make transport and travel within our country more environmentally friendly. And we all know what's happening to the fuel prices. I think this morning we heard another one. So it also makes economic sense, not just to the tourists, but even to the country. So we recently looked, and through our partners, Marintel Toyota, and we have to welcome Dani here today from Marintel Toyota. They've been our partners in the car rental industry for a number of years now. And Dani will give you a little bit more of the tech details that I can. And we'll put Dani to word just shortly afterwards. But we want to be able to here today and talk about how to make this a product that will stand out for Namibia and especially for Africa. So we are very proud today to launch the Toyota Cross Hybrid, which is the first of its kind in a rental fleet in the Namibian market. There's one sample here today, and we all know that the numbers will increase. We're looking at launching an initial 12 vehicles like that in our fleet, and they will be available from Namibia to go as from tomorrow. So we really are proud today, and we want to welcome you to this incredible launch for us. As I said, we're out of practice with this. The Toyota Hybrid is an ideal solution for us. We in Namibia are not privileged yet to have the infrastructure to facilitate full electrical vehicles throughout the country. And because of the nature of our tourism and the itinerary destination that we are, we need to find a solution that will make it that makes it practical for tourists to be able to move around our country. And electrical vehicles, although we have big dreams for that, is currently not practically possible. And the Toyota Hybrid gives us the ideal solution to that, where it uses electrical and kinetic energy to really minimize its environmental footprint and to make it really light on fuel. I've heard stories that Windhoek to Swakopmund will be done on 5 liters of fuel or less.
Many people ask the question, why Corolla? Why is it called a Corolla? Because it's a completely new product. The simple reason behind that being the Corolla has been for the past 40 years running South Africa's most loved sedan. The reason for that is durability, reliability and quality. So that's why they expanded the Corolla badge, the name, and it makes perfect sense to build on it. This vehicle was, well, there was a lot of debate around this vehicle for the last 3 years from Toyota Africa. Toyota Africa operates under Toyota Motor Company, which is the Japanese, and they eventually gave us the green light, or Toyota Africa the green light to manufacture this car in South Africa. So it's local built, and I think that's a major accomplishment. There was a lot invested from Toyota Motor Company, Japan, South Africa, to have this vehicle locally produced. And that's also the main reason why we could launch this vehicle in this very competitive market at a very, very competitive price. So that car has a 1.8 liter naturally aspirated petrol engine that transfers the power to the wheels through a CVT gearbox. It also has an electric motor. So the electric motor is started, that then starts a generator. The generator sends then electricity, power, to the battery set. And from the batteries, it goes to the front to a power split unit that sends the power through the gearbox to the wheel. So that's why it's called synergy drive. It's synergy between petrol and electricity.
today's recommendation, this is an old series on Netflix, but I simply love Nadiya Hussain. She was the greatest British baker of 2016, and she has earned herself a couple of shows on Netflix. Her first show was Nadiya Eats, and her second show, Nadiya Bakes, and the second one is just, I'm binge watching it for the third time. It might be the fourth. Her recipes are easy, it's ingredients that's readily available, and I will be trying out some of her recipes soon. For today's life hack, if you are fed up with doors slamming shut, take an old pool noodle, cut it down the sides and put that across your door. Problem solved. Next up, Jeanette Dierhart for your Flex Minute.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, welcome to another exciting edition.
Hi everyone and welcome back to yet another Flex Minute. I'm Jeanette Dierhart, your presenter for Flex, and today I will be showing you all some variations that you can do on a chair that will just amp up your workout a bit more and just add a little bit more sass to your workout, spices and everything. So what we're going to start off with is a normal step up. Now friends, why are we using a chair? Because I don't personally have money to buy myself a step ladder. Normally what the step ladder would look like, it's just this black rectangular thing, and if you have that, do buy it, and if you don't, use a chair. So we're going to start with a basic step up. Okay, so you're basically just stepping up. Now with the cool thing with the chair is that you have a lot more height that you have to go climb onto, so you're working on those muscles. But obviously if you have a step ladder, you go faster and you're working on those calves as well. And then my last one that I'm going to show you guys is just to position one leg on the chair and then lean a bit forward and bring that leg up. Okay, so you're working on those glutes, you're working on those hamstrings, and you can do that for 30 seconds to a minute, whatever works for you. That brings us to the end of today's Flex Minute. I hope to see you all next time.
Well, with that, it's weekend for me. Before I say goodbye, that riddle just one more time. The more you take, the more you leave behind. Footprints. If you still don't know what to do tonight or tomorrow night, please head over to Cafe Prestige as Drag Night Namibia takes to the stage once again. Have a fabulous weekend. I will be back with you again on Monday.